Good morning. Committee on Parole is called back to order. Today's date is December the 8th. The time is 9:40. Our remote location is Ascension Parish Jail. Would the staff at Ascension Parish please introduce themselves?
Sergeant Terry, Provincial.
Thank you very much. Our first case is Mr. Charles Smith. Mr. Smith, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
My name is Charles Smith. My DOC number is 520893.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, this is a revocation hearing. I'd like to explain our process to you. First, I'm going to cover your parole revocation questionnaire with you. Then I'm going to read to you the allegations of how you have allegedly violated your parole. And then you'll plead either guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement. At the appropriate time, we'll allow anyone who is here who wishes to have input. Speaking in support of you today is your child's mother, Ms. Ronette Lawson. After that, we'll have a full discussion about the allegations. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, do you have that questionnaire in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you take a look at it, please? Is that your signature at the bottom dated November the 10th of 2022?
Yes, sir.
And are all of the answers accurate and correct as you prepared them on that particular day?
Yes, sir.
According to our questionnaire, you're not entitled to a court-appointed attorney. Do you wish to proceed today with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, I'm going to read you the allegations. Violation number 4, you were arrested on July the 6th of 2022 by the St. James Parish Sheriff's Office and charged with felony domestic abuse, battery, and child endangerment. You pled guilty to domestic abuse battery on September the 26th of 2022 and were sentenced to 6 months in the parish prison. The sentence was suspended and you were given 6 months unsupervised bench probation. Court ordered you to enroll in a 26-week domestic abuse case class. How do you plead to those allegations?
Plead not guilty, sir.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, your case has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman. He is going to begin our questions. Would you please answer any questions he might have of you?
All right.
Okay, Mr. Smith, how long have you been on supervision?
I've been in here 5 months.
Okay. And when did you get on parole?
And I came home in 2019 of October.
Okay.
And
Tell me what went on here. Now you saying you plead not guilty to the charge, yet you did plead guilty to the charge. So what is all that about?
the only reason why I had took the credit for time served, when my lawyer told me if I take the credit for time served in the class, I was going to go home. So I just took the classes, but I was trying to get home with my kid. Before I turned myself in, my child's mother had talked to my PO herself and told her that she only put me in jail because she was hurt that I left the house. So by me leaving the house, it hurt her. So to hurt me back was to put me in jail. So she didn't really want to do that. So I just took the misdemeanor to come home, go home with my son.
See, on 5/19/21, you had a charge of illegal carrying a weapon. What happened to that charge?
Oh, they threw the charge out. It wasn't for me.
Okay. So the victim of this offense, what's her name?
Ronette Lawson.
Is that your current girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
So y'all still seeing each other?
Yes, sir.
Have y'all had problems in the past?
No, sir. Never had no problem.
Do you have any children with the victim?
Yes, sir. One child, got a daughter. Have a daughter.
How old is your daughter?
She just made 2 November.
Were you working prior to your arrest?
Yes, sir. I working at Cooper T. Smith on the river.
And how long have you worked for Cooper Smith?
I've been working for them like 8 years now. I've been working since 2013.
Would you still have that job if you released?
Yes, sir. I still got my job.
You talk to your boss?
Yes, sir.
So where do you live now? You live in Ascension?
I stay in St. James. My address is St. James now. I got a transfer.
Okay, have no further questions, Mr. Smith. I'll have some for the hearing.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mrs. Smith, what happened on that day that the police had to be called? Here's what I'm concerned about. The report I had read said that the children, 2 juveniles, had to leave the house. And I'm concerned about the trauma those children experienced because you were in there doing whatever you were doing.
No, man, I got into an order because I was leaving the house. And she told the children to go to their house, but she ain't want them to hear us fucking about me leaving. That's all it was about.
Oh, okay. So you were living there and want you to leave. I had a disagreement.
Yes, ma'am.
So you know who called the police?
Well, she had called the police. She only called because she was mad at me. That's all.
Okay.
Mad at me for leaving.
But she's probably suspect you was going to be with somebody else.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That's what she thought. So that's why she had called the police on me.
But now, if you had that scenario again, what would you do differently?
I want to go home. I want to go back home to my child.
Now, but I'm asking you, what would you do differently if you're in a situation where you want to leave the house, she don't want you to leave the house? What would you do differently so that you won't end up in jail? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I want to leave. I would leave. Because I want to come back here.
So you would do what now?
I stay. I would want to leave. I stay.
You would what? I understand.
I said I wouldn't leave. If it took me to come back for her to put me in, I wouldn't leave. I try to work it out. I work it out. I wouldn't leave.
Because when you're on parole, you recognize that when you're on parole and the police is called, you're jeopardizing your freedom. You do recognize that.
I know, man.
You didn't know before, you know now, anytime the police call and you're on parole, you're jeopardizing freedom. It's important that you understand that because that should help you make decisions.
Yeah.
That's all I had. Thank you for answering my question. That's all I had.
Thank you. Ms. We'll now hear from Ms. Ronette Lawson. Ms. Lawson?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes, ma'am. Why don't you give us your name and tell us what it is you'd like us to know?
I come to talk for the defendant because he actually didn't do nothing. Like I told them, and I tried to go up to the jailhouse and to the sheriff's office to explain to them, I got mad because he wanted to leave. He threatened to leave me. I got mad. He didn't hit me. He didn't put his hands on me. I got mad and called the police after he left the house and told them something. He didn't touch me. Be honest with you, I touched him first. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I touched him first, and he broke my TV. Yes, he did that, but that was about it. As if put his hands on me. He ain't never put his hands on me. And I tried to fix the situation before it got this far, but before it got that far. But as I was talking to the people, I'm telling them I wanted a stay away order. I didn't want to put him, me not knowing, I never been in a situation like this before. Me not knowing this was gonna put him in jail or get him put in jail or something like that. So it was my fault. It was actually me that started it off.
Ms. Lawson, where are you located right now? Where are you?
It's Alice.
In Gonzales.
Oh.
You're at your home?
And at the time I was going through that, I was still going through postpartum depression. It's my first child. I never had a child before. It was a lot on me. He's my biggest help. I have no family out here. He's the only person I got out here. When we came out here, we came together.
All right. Ms. Lawson, there was a witness who spoke to the police and said they observed him beating on you. You have to say about that.
Deserved nobody beating on me because it was just me, him in the house, and the kids was in the house, and I made the kids get out the house. She heard us arguing, and she heard us arguing, and by me being mad, she lived right next door. She's right next door. She even went to them too and talked to them too with me when I went up there. It was really a misunderstanding. It was bad communication. When I mean, sir, I literally went to the sheriff. I went to the Gonzales police station, and no lie, I cut up so bad. I literally, I cut up that bad because I'm trying to tell him I'm trying to fix the situation that I caused the problem for. That he never put his hands on me for him to be in trouble like that.
Currently incarcerated, Ms. Lawson? Are you currently in jail?
I work, sir.
You work, sir.
No, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we was trying to beat around the bush to get that answer, but I think we got it now. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Lawson.
So, Ms. Lawson, one other question. So you said you only have one child that just turned 2. So who were the other children in the house? Who were they?
It was my daughter's birthday. It was 2 years ago around that time. It was my daughter's birthday, and her brother and her cousin was down here. And when I saw he was about to leave, I made them leave out the house. I told them to leave out the house. My daughter was already out the house. I made them leave out the house, and because I didn't want to do that in front of them. And like I was saying, and I'm just being honest, I was the aggressor. I really was. And I tried to explain that to the sheriff's office. I tried constantly over and over and over to explain it to them, because I'm not trying to, I just needed to fix my wrongs.
Need to fix your what?
Wrong.
Oh, you're wrong. Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Lawson. Mr. Smith, is there anything you'd like to say before?
No, sir, that's all I wanted to say, sir.
I'm sorry?
I said, no, sir, that's all I had to say.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Smith, kind of feel a little bit more went on than y'all telling us, but Ms. Lawson totally said that you didn't hit her, and you pled to a misdemeanor. It's obviously y'all do have some problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to vote to do not revoke, but I'm going to add the condition that the judge gave you, that you attend the 26-week domestic violence class. You and the victim do have children together during this class. I would suggest, because I don't know if you have anywhere else to live, but until the class is complete, I would suggest that you only have supervised visitation with your child. That is my vote.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Mrs. Smith, I'm very concerned about you. I really am very concerned about it. But I'm gonna take a chance on you. I'm inclined to take a chance on you as well, and my vote is the same for the same reasons. Best wishes to you, sir.
Ma'am.
Mr. Smith, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I was a judge, a criminal judge for a long time, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen victims who were badly beaten walk into my courtroom the very next day and say it was all a lie. And then 2 weeks later, they were badly beaten again. I don't believe for 1 minute you didn't put your hands on that lady. And it bothers me that you don't concede that. And my vote today would be to revoke it. But I'm only one vote. You have 2 votes not to revoke you with going to class for the 26-week class, and also to have no contact with the victim while you're in that class. We need 2 out of 3 votes okay to not to revoke it. All right. It bothers me very greatly, Mr. Smith. I hope you prove me wrong. I hope you go through that class. I hope you learn some things, and I hope you never come back to jail, because you're not even accepting responsibility for what you did. You pled guilty. I don't care what you say your lawyer said. If you had a good lawyer, your lawyer would have told you, you plead to a domestic abuse battery charge, it's likely that parole board's going to revoke you. You pled guilty because you were guilty of something, but you denied that today. So good luck to you. We'll be adjourned at Ascension Parish. Thank you, staff there.
Yes, sir, Judge.
Wow. Mr. Mirabella with the throwdown with the speech there. He's been around a long time. Well, they all have been around a long time. And like you said, it's so interesting. We've seen 2 cases where the woman claims to have lied back to back, and maybe I'll drop the link to the other one in there if you haven't seen it. I mean, that crying looked totally genuine, and she should give Amber Heard a few acting lessons if it, and who knows, maybe, you know, she said she wanted to fix my wrong, and maybe in her mind, just the wrong thing in her mind was to call the cops on him, and not that it didn't happen, right? Now, if it didn't happen and she made it up, but like Mr. Mirabella said, Judge Mirabella, he said it happens all the time. They go in there crying like it, and that is a pattern of an abusive relationship. And he did plead guilty. The difference in the last case is the kid didn't plead guilty. He actually outright said it was not true. What can you do? As a panel, I guess, what can you do? He qualified to get out on parole, and do you think the classes will help? It's a lot of classes. Be there for a long time. I can only assume that classes help if you want to be there and you're present and you believe you have a problem and you actually want to learn. Otherwise, it's just another reason to get revoked for missing them, or something you have to do that you don't want to do. And the whole prison conversation was kind of funny because they were wearing the same color clothes. Yeah, okay, love to hear your thoughts, and I'll drop the link to the to the other video in here so that you can jump and see what I'm referring to. The cases are on the same day, really back to back, just like a couple hours apart maybe. So it certainly is interesting.